on Things, where has anyone heard of Maddie on Things? Right, okay, so if you're on Humphrey, Maddie's the owner, and Maddie will be in the store, and she'll be posing on things in the store and doing autographs. So if y'all are interested in things like that, just come check us out. We'd love to have you guys back in the store for another time. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Jim Harwell.
Thank you so much for being here. I mean, this is an honor. I wish I could thank each of you individually. And I will at some point. And we're going to keep this short. Please stay where you are. Mix and mingle. Even now, we won't mind. You mix and mingle. And please, the main thing is, please eat all the food and drink all the wine and beer, because we don't want to take it home. But seriously, thank you for being here. The featured speakers today are the dogs. They will be also doing a Q&A at the end of this presentation. Cats were invited, but they declined to attend today. They said it would interrupt their sleep patterns. This is Rocky and Maggie. They are two of our mascots. Banner's here. Murphy. I'm going to just talk a minute, and then Dr. Mark Smith is going to talk. He's a really important contributor to the book. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So basically, this book goes back 7 or 8 years. Took a year and a half to do. It is a reality satire, a chronicle of cats and dogs in our culture, homes, and hearts. And it's been a lot of fun. I hear funny stories from people who on this topic, and from our very few readers. But the total committee is here today, so I want to introduce them. Really important. My mom, she does not want to talk, but she is important. And my father was a veterinarian right here in Green Hills, so that's why this is really symbolic. He was co-founder of Hillsborough Animal Hospital right on Babywood. My sister Sue Reinhardt teaches at Julie Green. She's here. Really important member, Sue. Dr. Mark Smith, a very important contributor to the book. He is here. It was really great working with Mark. He's a veterinarian in Nashville, really respected veterinarian. He's co-founder of a pet food company. Mark. The illustrator, Dean Tomasek, is here. He is a celebrity. Dean is right back there. Dean is an incredible artist. I could not have done the book without him. He did 75 illustrations and tables. He was really a partner in this book. It was just wonderful working with him. He caught the vision of it and really did just the right illustrations we needed. He did the cover, which is incredible. All the illustrations, that's the best part of the book, really. Dean lives in East Nashville. He works with big stars, and he stopped to work with this unknown author named Jim Harwell. But then he goes and then Jeff Dale, Pet Whisperer and Vanderbilt Educated Editor, is here. Jeff. He's very important contributor. So it was a group effort, but real quick, I don't want to take up time. I want us to just have a good time, mix and mingle. The theme of the book is, it's a reality satire. So it's humor, but it's also education and inspiration. It's a reality satire because it's based on information and facts and research. And the basic theme is most of our references in our culture to cats are very, very positive, but the references to dogs are very, very negative. And it's very opposites in many ways, in their behavior and characteristics, but also in how we view them. And so it's a different angle, it's unique, kind of a different take on cats and dogs. Most pet books are about dogs or cats. So it's a fun thing. I think we got a dog over here and cat lover. But it's intended to be fun. It's lighthearted, but there's a lot of information. It's the kind of stuff, all the things that I wanted to know about cats and dogs, kind of growing up, and even now, I've tried to get in here. You know, important information, but also just fun stuff. And basically, I kind of want to turn it over to Mark. I would read, but I don't. I would rather us just mix and mingle. I'm honored again that all of you are here. It's incredible. I don't know how many people we want to get. Please don't leave before your photograph is taken. That is a requirement. Who's going to enforce that? I would like to get everybody's photo. That's a documentation of the event, and it's a one-time event. 6 months of planning for this one event. An hour and a half. 6 months ago, we started planning this. And if you are our VIP guests, our extra special VIP guests are the dogs. And it's about dogs and cats, having fun with them, knowing how important they are, especially service dogs. I'm glad service dog and training is here. There are two of them here. Danielle and Jen are here from Southeastern Guide Dogs. And so the last chapter of the book, that's the most important chapter. It's about all the ways that it's all the types of service and working dogs in the world. More than 29 different types of service and working dogs. Danielle and Jen are really nice to come and bring their service dogs, both of them in training or, okay. So in the first year that they're getting ready to go get trained. But I think we would all agree service dogs are just fascinating and incredible. And that chapter is my favorite, and it's got some information that's never been published before about herding and livestock guardian dogs. And so I'm really glad they're here.
What about the service cat?
The service cats. She asked about the service cats. Have you ever heard, Tom pointed out, have you ever heard of a working cat?
No trouble that you call that.
There are some, believe it or not. But this is for cat and dog lovers. It's for both. And Mom, any other things?
Why don't you tell them just some of the research about cat names?
Okay. A lot of good things about you talking about the breed names. Well, here's a fun thing. When I talk to people, I hear some fun things that people pass along about this topic. And a woman who's in her 90s said, I told her about the book, and she said, the difference between dogs and cats. She said, a dog looks at his owner and says, this is the person who loves me and feeds me and takes care of me. He must be God. A cat looks at his owner and says, this is the person who loves me and feeds me and takes care of me. I must be God. The whole book is about that. The whole book. And so there's fun things. I want to turn it over to Mark. Thank you again. Please don't leave before you say hello. And thank you for taking time out and being here. And I'm just honored. And Mark.
I want to start off with a story. It was 1989, and Jim and we had been friends since grade school. And I was at Miss Sadler's house. And at the time, Jim, we had just graduated high school. And this is the story. I don't think Jim's going to remember it, and I don't think you're going to remember it. I'm a dog. Anyway, so we were talking about what we were going to do for the rest of our life, and Miss Sadler told me, she said, Mark, have you ever thought about being a veterinarian? And I thought to myself, I don't even know what a veterinarian is. And that was in 1989. That was, I want to tell you, I thank you. And that you told me that Jim's dad was a veterinarian. And it spurred my interest in veterinary medicine. So that was a story that I remembered when Jim had asked me to speak tonight. I thought I'd share that with you. Jim's been a good friend of mine for a long time. We started to school together in 9th grade at NDA, and we've always been great friends, and I'm really honored to be here tonight because I know this is a big deal for Jim, and it's also a big deal for me that he asked me to contribute to his book. So initially, he interviewed me asking me about dog and cats and their health problems and their tendencies and their behavior. And I answered the questions as best I could. And so I didn't hear from him for probably 3 months, and he handed me a manuscript of the book and wanted me to read it. So I picked it up and I started to read it. And as I was reading it, I kept on finding myself turning to the front, and it would say Jim Harwell. And I had a hard time believing that Jim Harwell could write something as well written and as unique and as crafty as this book is. I really mean that. And I've read a lot of dog and cat books, science, dog and cat books, humor, dog and cat books, and I kept on finding myself turning back to the front and it said Jim Harwell, and I was in disbelief. Jim compares dogs and cats from a health perspective that's very unique, and it's something that I experience every day in practice. When somebody brings a sick cat in, that cat presents much different than a dog. Okay? Cats hide their illnesses. Dogs don't. Jim explains that in the book from my perspective, but he explains it well, and it's something that each dog and cat lover can learn to appreciate through the book and can take it home and apply it to their own pets. Okay? We also talked a lot about feeding behaviors of dogs and cats, and he puts a funny spin on the way cats feast and dogs eat and what they eat and how they eat it, and how dogs are scavengers and will eat anything, and cats are more peculiar and particular about what they eat. So the other thing I noticed when I was reading the book, which I thought was just fantastic, is that the way he talks about words like dogmatic, and how the word dog is actually a part of a bigger word that either relates or somehow relates to the theme of the book. Cataclysmic, catacomb, I can't remember all the cat and dog words, but it's really impressive how he ties those things together. So I noticed my daughters, they would look at the book and they were very, Dean, you did a great job too. I mean, it's just incredible. And they were drawn to the pictures and all the other crafty, unique things that the book displays and talks about. It's really a great job. So I want to say that Jim did a great job, and I'm so proud to stand up here and be included in this and be a contributor to this. It's just fantastic, and I really want to congratulate him on it. So thank you.
Again, thank you so much. I mean, I see so many friends, and I'm honored. So we want to just keep it short, as Freddie Russell always said. And this is my grandfather. He published a book in 1944, and so here in Nashville. And so it's kind of symbolic. Everything about this event is symbolic. The food and wine, it's all symbolic. Cat and dog themed. And the book, same thing. From cover to cover, it's a lot of symbolism. I hope people can see that, kind of read between the lines. I'd love to, we could vote about, we could just stop, or we can surely answer a few questions if you want. But again, thank you.
The book is only $15 today.
Right, only $15, special deal, and I mean, I'm pretty much speechless that so many people have come out, you've taken time out. I wish I could give you a book, seriously. We're trying to get out of debt, like trying to, maybe in 5 or 10 years, maybe we'll break even. That would be great. Many thanks to Parnassus for letting us be here. They're not charging us, which is, yeah, Parnassus is great. Let's definitely support Parnassus and independent bookstores. They've been great. Again, any other questions, Mom? Anything I'm missing? Or?
Let's see. Could you tell them about when I came into town and I had my dog ready?
Well, can y'all hear my mom? My mom's the best humorist in the family by far. And
This is just typical of my dog. Oh, so happy to see me when I've been out of town. It doesn't matter, you forgot to feed me, I love you. You're the greatest in the whole world. My cat walks past. And then a little later walked past me one more time and I listened carefully. This is what I heard.
just one small sound by the cat. And so basically, in relation to that, yes, the book is a book of humor, but throughout the book there is educational things about pets and more serious things to help us understand pets more. I now understand cats are different, but that's just the way they are. Dogs are born that way, you know. So all that stuff, it's in here, but there's a, for example, I heard another funny saying. Dogs have owners, cats have staff. Or dogs have friends, cats have acquaintances. And my grandfather was funny. He would personify animals, and I think it's fun when we do that with our pets. And, you know, the old saying, you can be a fool with your dog, and the dog doesn't know it, and you don't know it, and nobody cares. And, but it's just again, thank you. Anything else? Oh, please hit the table. There's a lot of wine, beer, food, animal crackers, hot dogs. Can you hear me in the back? Raise your hand if you can hear me in the back. Lots of free stuff up here. And, all right. Thank you again.